Okay, the mixed practice, it's the same thing. And now I think I'm going to give you guys the shortcut here. So maybe I should zoom back in. Okay, so if you haven't noticed, if you're having a positive number on the top and the bottom, they're both going to be positive factors. If you have let's see, what did we have next? We had a negative number on top and a positive on bottom. You're going to have one of each. Then if you have a negative on top and a negative on bottom, you're still going to have one of each. And the last one to go by is a positive on top, a negative on bottom. Your signs are both going to be negative. So let's use that to do this. See what we got here. We have negative 16 on the top and a positive in the bottom. So if I have a negative in the top and a positive in the bottom, I'm looking at this one. So that would mean one of my factors would be positive and one's going to be negative. Things that multiply to be 16, we know are 1 and 16, 2 and 8, and 4 and 4. So the only one that's going to give us 6 is 2 and 8, and one of them needs to be negative. So the 2 would go here and the 8 would go there. Same thing, 40 and 13. These are both positive. So now I'm looking at this one. So that means both my factors will be positive, which is the best one. It's easiest. So things that multiply to be 40, I hope that we know are 1 and 40. Oops, switch up colors. 2 and 20, 4 and 10, and 5 and 8. 5 and 8 will give us 13. So 5 and 8, and it doesn't matter the order. 21, we have a negative 30 in the top and a negative 1 in the bottom. Things that multiply to be 30 would be 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, and is that it? Nope, 6 and 5. Okay, the only one that's going to give us 1 is 6 and 5. We know from our chart over here we have a negative in the top and the bottom, which means our signs are going to be different. So only one of these is going to be negative. So it would be n minus 6 and n plus 5. Okay, 18. 72 is kind of a big one. So negative 72 is going to go on top. Negative 14 goes in the bottom. Now if they're both negative, again, that's going to mean that one of our signs is going to be addition and the other one's going to be subtraction. Factors of 72. There's a lot. 1 and 72, 2 and 36, 3 and 24. I feel like I already did this. 3 and 24, 4 and 18, 6 and 12, and 9 and 8. The one that's going to give us 14 is 18 and 4. Because one of them needs to be negative, with that being the 18. So you put the 18 with the subtraction, 4 with the positive. I'm going to go ahead and leave these two for you guys to try. And let's go to GCF. So now this combines the last 2 days. So I can't factor this right away because my A, if I'm looking back at A, B, and C, my A has a number right there. So because that is there, it's going to change how I would have to factor this. So I'm going to look for a GCF first. Between 4, 12, and 8, they all have a 4 in common. So from the other day, we divided everything by 4. And we took it out, and we had k squared plus 3k plus 2. And now there's no number in front of that k squared, so now I'm ready to factor. So I'm still going to write my 4. I'm going to write my factors out. I have k, I have k. And now I'm going to put my new trinomials information. I'm going to put a 2 there, and my 3 in the bottom. Things that multiply to be 2 that add to be 1 are a positive 2 and a positive 1. 25, same thing. GCF for 3, 15, and 12 is 3. So I'm going to divide them all by 3. So I'm left with y squared minus 5y plus 4. Use my new information of 4 and negative 5 to figure out what factors. What multiplies to be 4 that adds to be 5 would be 4 and 1, and they both need to be negative. Okay, let's do 24. GCF here is 2. So divide them all by 2. I'm going to set up my factors so they're there. I know x squared race apart into x and x. And I'm going to set up my new x. We have negative 12 and negative 4. Things that multiply to be negative 12 would be 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and 3 and 4. 2 and 6 is going to give us 4, and the negative needs to go with the 4. Oh my gosh. So it's minus 4 plus 2. Oh my gosh, I wrote the wrong number. I apologize. Minus 6 for both. 26, same thing. GCF of 3a to the third, 30a squared, and 63a is not only a 3, but they also have an a in common. So I'd be left with a squared plus 10a plus 21. Then I'm going to factor this. Things that multiply to be 21, add to be 10, are 7 and 3. So I'd have a plus 7 and a plus 3. Okay, I recommend that you guys do any of these, and we will only spend one day on this, so get prepared to have some fun. See you later.